Hi, I'm Rafe Blandford from All About Symbian. I'm here at Nokia World 2009. Now, I've been listening to the keynotes and interviews this morning, and I want to go and have a look around the Experience Lounge. I haven't actually been in there yet, but you're going to come in with me live and have a quick initial look round. Let's go. Here we are walking into the main venue, and I'm going to have to channel my inner Martin Brundle to do this walkabout. So let's go over here and look behind us. We've got the sort of discovery area where there's roundtable discussions going on. So all part of Nokia's wanting to interact with the people, have a conversation, and see the agenda. It's about where the internet's going next, the Green Explorer and their maps, the maplet stuff that's been announced here around social location. It's one of the highlights on the service side. They really want to integrate where you are with what you're doing, sort of linking the physical and the digital world. Behind us we've got the Mini, so that must be driving solutions. Yeah, this is the Nokia branded Mini that you get at every show. And this time it's NavTech and it's the optimised. There you can see a big sucker on the front of the Windows screen, probably with N97 or some such device mounted on the dashboard running the latest version of Nokia Maps. Yes, that's the N97 Mini, in fact. We'll try and get a closer look at that in a little while. So behind us we've got the Discover area. Just trying to see what we've got going on here. Yeah, this is the Nokia Maps running on the screen there, for example. It's a sort of Nokia equivalent of Google Maps where you'll be able to do mashups, add stuff on top of Nokia Maps to make it interactive, and that will apply both on the desktop and the mobile. On the right-hand side of this little thing here, we've got the Facebook implementation. This is basically the new thing where they're allowing you to do via a web runtime widget live casting. So you fill in the details on your phone, you get it from the GPS and the camera, and then it posts it directly onto Facebook. This is the deep level of integration that Nokia is talking about with its services. So let's move on to the next one. Don't think we really need to look at the breadsticks behind us, so we'll see what's on the next one on here. Over here, this is an interesting one. This is the N97 version 2 software, and it's talking about all the big benefits here, and some of these about sort of hardware optimization, software optimization, but it's also about how you can update it on the device itself, like SW update. We'll see if we can talk about that more later, but that's things like SIP coming in and other good stuff in terms of an upgraded home screen widget, so they should basically be less rubbish when you switch between online and offline modes. Okay, so we're over to the organised area here, and this is kind of some of the business solutions. Got Cisco down there with their PBX boxes, also the Nokia booklet, rather giving away the fact that Nokia regard the booklet as something of an enterprise device as well as consumers. You can imagine people who want an entire Nokia device portfolio, easier for IT management, they'll be able to get the booklet. Had hands-on with that earlier, and if you have a closer look at it, you can see it's made from an aluminium body. It's a unibody, so it's a really solid piece of hardware. I was really impressed when I picked this up, and if you pick it up, it's one hand, really easy, not really as heavy as people think, and quite thin there. It's got the HDMI port. It's also got the integrated 3G, and that's with a Nokia antenna, so it's typically going to have much better reception than your standard netbook. It's also the GPS with the Ovi Maps integration, and if you look on the top, there's the Nokia booklet 3G, and I think that's rather a nice touch. It's very Apple-like. In fact, this whole booklet really looks like an Apple product in many ways. That's kind of a mixture between the Sony Vaio style and the Apple style. I think Nokia's done a really smart thing there. They focused on the premium design, and that looks really nice because that's really what needs to set a netbook apart, because otherwise it's just Windows 7 running on a netbook, and we've seen hundreds of those. And talking of Microsoft and Windows Mobile, we've got the Microsoft solution here, and this is all about getting Microsoft enterprise productivity software onto your phone. And it's not just about Office on the S60 Symbian platform, it's also about designing kind of the next generation of productivity solutions. Everyone's talked about Office, that's the boring bit. It's about the end-to-end stuff in the enterprise chain, device management, and then whatever comes next, and that's the collaborative tools through things like Microsoft SharePoint. So let's move on to the next area, and we've got the N900 down here along with the new headsets. So there's a whole bunch of new Bluetooth headsets, which of course no one's paying any attention to whatsoever because there's loads of shiny devices going on, but yeah, some nice stuff there. There's a particular style that I like, which is kind of over the ear, just a single band, nice and simple. It's going to retail at a pretty reasonable price. More details on that later. Also worth interesting here is the Nokia Internet Stick. This is the second generation of their dongle, and Nokia keeps quite quiet about these, but I found that these, when actually trying these out, they have very good reception, typically better than some of the ones from the Far East. And again, it's Nokia's experience in designing antennae that come in. So, nice little accessory there, especially if you're an international traveller and you swap between SIMs frequently, rather than being locked to your own country's SIM, you can get something like that, and Nokia set it up so basically all you need to do is put in the SIM and it'll do all the access point stuff and APNs for you because it's set up for that kind of usage. Okay, so next on I've got the Ovi suite there, just going past, have a quick look at that. That's Nokia's new way of doing everything on Ovi. It's going to be the desktop suite that sort of takes over from PC suite. So yeah, good stuff there. I guess we'll go around the other side of this table because there's some good stuff here. That's Nokia Live Tools. No one's in the Western world seems to be very interested in this, but this is critical in the emerging markets. Basically a way to get things like weather information and market critical data via SMS, and this is part of Nokia's service portfolio. And you might yawn about this, but this is the sort of thing that could be on millions of handsets out in places like India, and is where Nokia only makes small transactional profit from this, but the scale of it basically. Here you can see, interesting, the TV out being used to demonstrate Silock World Traveller. Silock, a well-known developer in the Symbian world, they've done some great stuff there, and the Silock World Traveller particularly good. They've just introduced, incidentally, their flights software. It's about €20 a year, and you can get live flight information. That'll be competing with WorldMate, which, as we all know, is one of the best ever selling mobile applications running on multiple platforms. So Silock's definitely looking to compete there. What have we got over here? It's the Explore and Share. This is more of the Ovi stuff. Ovi at retail. This is actually a really interesting thing that Nokia are doing. They're putting it inside sort of phone shops where it'll be easier to understand the Ovi services, the accessories you can get. Basically, one of the problems, of course, with all this new service economy is that people don't actually know about them, and you need to educate the consumers, and that's what that's about. Smart screens inside retail shops, so you walk into Carphone Warehouse, you'll actually be able to buy a subscription to things like Nokia Maps or buy an Engage voucher, and that's really, really smart, because I think that's how you sell the services outside of the sort of operated channel or even within the operated channel, because then the operators don't have to train up people so much, because it can all be done through interactive touchscreen. Squeezing through the gap here. Okay, this is a great example of Nokia's global scope. Chinese handwriting recognition and calculator. People want stuff in their local language, and it's often forgotten about. And you can see it going on the N97 down there. People are putting it in with the stylus. That's why you want a stylus on your phone, folks, because you can implement those kind of languages. I think it's the Cyrillic languages, which are all character-based. You can't put it on the keyboard. So that's about expanding the range. So we're getting some funny looks as we go around here. MySpace and Gravity. We've got to look at Gravity. Everyone's favourite Twitter application, and that's developed by Jan Oli, based in Germany. He's a one-man band developer. Great example of how a software developer can become really successful on the platform through doing a really innovative and well-thought-out application. Really, it's the usability that comes in there. And I'm guessing the MySpace bit of the demo is the fact that Jan Oli is actually increasing it to be not just about Twitter, he's also doing it for Facebook and MySpace feeds as well.